Hello students, let's continue with our chapter 2 and our topic for today is psychological testing. Psychologists in general are very much interested in how people differ from others. So the common perspective in psychological testing is differential perspective. Psychologists they have constructed different types of tests for assessment of various human characteristics like intelligence, aptitude, personality, interest and so on. Psychologists they use different tests to measure personal attributes of humans. This helps them to describe and understand human behavior. A test is an instrument or a device that gives us more information about a sample of behavior or cognitive processes in a systematic and standardized manner that can be further quantified. In psychological testing, we have some basic assumptions. These assumptions are that people differ in important traits and we can quantify these traits, and traits are reasonably stable. We can measure these traits and relate to actual behavior. So, a psychological test is a standardized and objective instrument which is used to assess an individual's standing in relation to others on some mental and behavioral characteristics. Now let's understand some keywords. First is objectivity. It refers to the scoring of the test result. If it is administered by two different researchers at two different times on the same group, both of them they will get same score. Next keyword is standardization. It implies uniformity of procedure not only in administering and scoring of the test but also in interpreting the test results. Uniform administration procedure includes everything that is mentioned in the text booklet, the manual, how to take the test, what is the time limit, all the oral instructions and the guidelines regarding scoring. A good psychological test involves systematic process and certain steps that must be followed, and these steps include detailed analysis of items, that is test items, estimating reliability, validity and norms of the whole test. It is very important to understand three terms here. They are reliability, validity and norms. Let's first talk about reliability. Reliability refers to consistency of scores that are obtained by an individual on the same test but on different occasions. Example, if you get a score of 100 on one occasion and 60 on the same test after few months, it means that the test is not reliable as it is not giving the same score on two different occasions. There are two different types of reliability that are given in your NCERT book, and they are test retest reliability and split half reliability. Test retest reliability, it indicates temporal stability, that is stability of the test score over time. It is computed by finding out coefficient of correlation between two set of scores of the same set of person. Example of this can be a person who is highly intelligent today will be highly intelligent next month also. Also, high test retest correlations they make sense when the construct that is being measured is assumed to be consistent over time as intelligence here. Next type of reliability is split half reliability. It gives an indication of the internal consistency of the test. It is based on assumption that the items of the test from the same domain should correlate with each other. To find internal consistency, the test is divided into two equal halves. That is, one half will have all the odd test items 1, 3, 5, 7 and likewise, and the other half will have all the even test items, and the correlation is computed between the scores of odd and even items. Now let's talk about validity. What is validity? Validity refers to the ability of the test to measure what it was designed to measure or what it claims to measure. Example, a test of intelligence should measure only intelligence, not something else. Finally, a test becomes standardized test when norms are developed for the test. Norm is the average normal performance of the group. It helps in comparing performance of an individual student with that of the others of the same group. Let's say a student get a score of 500 on a test, but he is in a fix because he has no idea where he stands in comparison to others, whether the score is good score or bad score. So a score without any basis of comparison is not very useful or helpful. A raw score has little meaning. But norms, that is the average normal performance of the group, it provides a basis for comparing the individual's performance with that of the group. Now let's talk about different types of tests. Psychological tests, they are classified on the basis of language, mode of administration and difficulty level. On the basis of language, they are classified into verbal, non-verbal and performance test. In verbal test, the subject should be literate and the questions have to be answered in oral or written form. It involves the use of words. Example of this can be Minnesota Physics Personality Inventory. The second one in this category is non-verbal test. Test item or questions, they are in the form of symbols, pictures and illustration. These types of tests can be developed for a wider age group. That is for children also and for adults also. Even illiterate, they can also take these tests. Example of this are Raven's Standard Progressive Matrices and Rorschach Ink Blot test. The third one is performance test. They can be both for illiterate and literate subjects. It requires manipulation and movement of objects. Example of this is course block design test. Next, we have the psychological tests that are divided into individual and group tests based on the mode of administration. The individual test is administered one by one and the researcher administered the test face to face and remains seated before the test taker and notes down the response. But this is very tedious and time consuming process. In the group test can be administered to a group of people at a particular time. The administrator explains the instructions to the entire group. This is much better and it is less time consuming. On the basis of difficulty level, we can divide psychological test into speed test and power test. Speed tests, they have a specific time limit and different level of test items they are same throughout the test. They are used for testing visual perception, numerical ability and other abilities that are vocational success. Next we have power test. That there is no specific time limit and the test items, they are arranged in increasing order of difficulty. Let's do a quick recap. We discussed about the characteristics of good psychological test, concepts of objectivity, that if two persons they conduct the same test, they will get the same result. Reliability, that is consistency of score. Test retest reliability, that is temporal stability or stability over a period of time. Split half reliability, that indicates internal consistency of test by splitting the test into two equal halves like odd and even. Validity, that measures what it is supposed to measure or what it claims to measure. And norms, that are the average or the normal performance that can be used as a reference to compare the performance of an individual student with that of others of the same group. We also discussed about different types of tests and according to the basis of language, mode of administration and difficulty level, we can classify them. On the basis of language, we can classify them into verbal, non-verbal and performance. On the basis of mode of administration, we can classify them into individual and group tests. And on the basis of difficulty level, we can classify them into speed and power test. I hope this will help you to understand psychological testing better. Thank you so much.